At the time of this recording, we are fresh off the Denver Nuggets winning the NBA championship, and it's well deserved. They did a heck of a job. I mean, you can't fault them for who they had to play. Miami just was undersized, and they just didn't have enough players to actually compete. But it was a heck of a playoff run for them. Salute to them for making history. But unfortunately, the storyline that immediately takes place after that is what the heck is now the result of the NBA's investigation on Ja Morant and his second, I repeat, second time of flashing a gun online. Now, again, I'm from Chicago. I've been young. I'm not going to say I've done stuff that stupid, but I understand the pressures and I understand the culture. So I'm not going to be that type of guy to sit here and say, oh my God, he should do this or he should do that. I'm not going to be that person. But what I will say is when you are in the position that he's in, you have too much to lose to still be a part or to show off in public that type of culture. And at this point, it's just one of those things where you can't make excuses for it. You got a slap on the wrist the first time. You got a slap on the wrist. You still kept your endorsements. You still sold out. Like you had an opportunity to put this behind you. And even if that's what you want to do in private, do that in private. Like, I mean, I can't no one judge you for what you do in private. That's your home, whatever. But when you start putting that out there in the public eye, I can judge you and say whatever the heck I want because you put it out there to be consumed. You put it out there for it to be scrutinized. You put it out there for people to have an opinion. Anytime you put something on a public platform, even like me making these particular videos, it's out there for people to engage with and share their opinion. That's why we do it. Guess what? There's no different than your IG stories and stuff like that. You want people to see it. So what you do on there, you're expecting people to actually have some type of feedback, interact and stuff like that. You can't expect everything to be love. And then anybody who criticizes it be hate. That's not what it is. Grow up. All that being said, I'm expecting him to get a season. Now this Adam Silver has not released it, but that's been a talk. Adam Silver has been to the point where he's even engaging in kind of little low key jokes about it. It's that boy's gonna get the book thrown at him because now two things have happened in this situation. I don't think people really realize. One, Adam Silver really felt hurt. Like you could really see that Adam Silver was deeply impacted by what he had saw and what he had found out. Mainly because he had pretty much. It seemed as if Adam Silver, by the way, is a players commissioner. He's doing from the reports. Even what Draymond had mentioned, some other players have mentioned, Adam had his back. Adam was gonna make it so that this could go away easy if you just don't mess up again. And he made that man look like a fool. So fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. At this point, I'm not quite sure. Heck, I don't even think I said that phrase right. But anyway, like you get what I'm saying. You can't get fooled again, George Bush. You can't get fooled again. He made a mockery out of Adam Silver. Adam Silver has to make an example out of him. You can't sit there and do that twice. So now I'm expecting it to be done for a season. And what this does for him and what this does for the Memphis Grizzlies, this totally changes the landscape of the NBA Western Conference. Memphis was actually a force to be reckoned with. Healthy, they were forced to be reckoned with. Young team coming up, got a little edge to them. They were one or two vets away. I didn't say people who had to score. I said vets. They needed somebody in that locker room to tell them, hey, this is not how you do this. They needed someone to just bring the reels in, to pull the reins in, and just like, hey, chill. Now, you got to sit on this bench. You got to wait. And an interesting thing can happen in this whole thing that no one is considering. Memphis had a decent record without Ja. I don't know if people remember that. So you mean to tell me if Memphis goes out there during this suspension and they ball out, that the narrative is not going to be, hey, we can do without this headache? That's absolutely what these businesses are going to start thinking. That's absolutely what anybody in a position of leadership that has to deal with that is going to think. Hey, guess what? We could still win. Don't let them draw the same type of crowd. Oh, I don't need this contract on my books. In fact, I would not be surprised if they found a way to try to avoid it because of that conduct detrimental to the team and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying he deserves all that. I'm saying you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. If it happens, that's on you. It's your second time. You could have just been cool. You could just lay it low. It's not worth it. It's 250 M's, my boy. Like, what are we doing? It's not worth it. I want to hear y'all thoughts though, man. I know this is one of those things where it's gone on so much, and I refused to actually make a video on it. I really did for the longest time. The only reason why I'm doing it now is because honestly, it changes the landscape of the next year's Western Conference so much. And that is hard to ignore. It's hard to ignore the impact and the implications. We're talking about the Denver Nuggets winning the championship, and now who are they really going to have to contend with going to outside of the Phoenix Suns? The Clippers may or may not be healthy. That's been the storyline there. But outside the Phoenix Suns, who's really going to be standing in their way? It was going to be it was going to be it was going to be the Phoenix Suns. It was going to be Memphis. Now it's like I don't know. Lakers are getting older. You saw how that looked. We don't know how that's going to look like, how they shape that. Clippers are getting older as well, injury prone. We don't know how that's going to look. There's not a whole lot of teams who could compete with the powerhouse that they have. Wasn't one of those two teams. You get KD and Devin Booker some help. Guess what? They may run the West if it's not for Jokic and Jamal Murray. If it's not, if like realistically, that's what you expect. But you always had Memphis on your mind. Memphis was like Boston. You like they were forced to be reckoned with. You saw them coming. They young, hungry. Now it's like, hey, well, whatever. Now it's whatever. And guess what? That's all. That's all on Ja. That's all on Ja. That's all on the energy and what he's put out and what he's done with this opportunity. And I hate to see it, but I hate to sit there and be another person and make a video about talking about this particular decision. But man, it's just enough is enough. And then even worse, your team, whether it's under your advisement or not, has gone on record saying the gun was a toy. My boy, I could tell you didn't even know how to lie right as a kid. Because if that's really what the situation was, why did you apologize the way you did? Outside of saying, oh, no. Look, this ain't it. This ain't, like, why didn't you just sit there and be like, yo, no, it's not what y'all think it is? That's what somebody who really, like, if you really ain't do what they saying you doing, that's what they would do. You don't even know how to play the game right. Your whole team, y'all just all listen. That must be y'all generation right there. I'm a generation above y'all. That must be y'all generation. Right. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard someone say. It was a toy. My boy, you wait till you about to get your whole career ended to say that. You didn't say that the moment it happened. Make it make sense for me, my boy. Help me understand something. I really want to know. I really want to know at this point because I just can't fathom why you wouldn't say. Listen, you can't finesse, man. Listen, I be trying to be cool, but like you can't finesse. I finesse when I want to. Like that. Come on, my G. Come on. We gotta use our common sense on that one. That ain't really rocking. Man, listen, you made your bed, you got to lay in it at this point. So I'm expecting Adam Silver to come down with a whole year on that one. Listen. I was actually gonna make a whole like. I was about to heat you I was about to sit there and fry this man for like a good 5 minutes. Now that I think about this toy thing, but I am so upset. I'm actually disappointed. Like, yo, I'm actually disappointed. Because out of all the things he could have said, he said it was a toy. At this stage, instead of just be like, live in it at this point. Stand up to it, own it, be real. Don't continue to make a mockery of this situation and expect people to respect you because it's not going to happen. The money don't make you, listen, the money ain't going to help. Money is not going to change the fact that we're going to think you a clown for it. Money does not unlame a lame. Like, I forgot who said that, but it's true. Money don't know. We're not going to respect you for that. And them billionaires not going to respect you for it. Adam Silver's not gonna respect you for it. Nobody's gonna respect you for it. It's like, nah, at this point, stand on your own to own that and just live with those consequences. And unfortunately, you had a nice opportunity to make a real push in this like recently, like now, to get to the NBA finals and stuff like that. I really believe the Memphis Grizzlies could have done it. But because of this situation, we won't be talking about y'all again to 2024, 2025, maybe even a year after, because now you got to build continuity and stuff like that. Because once he gets suspended, he can't do any basketball activity with the team. So there's no camaraderie being built. There's nothing being built, like, or the team gets fined at that point. So, like, nah, you just ruined a good 2-year window in which you had a real opportunity to actually make history as a young man. Like, you had the real opportunity to sit there. Like, it's the Denver Nuggets. Like, I'm not saying that they're a weak team. They're not. But are they unbeatable? Absolutely not. You had a real chance. Now you have to wait. By the time you get back and y'all get back into the space of actually competing high level, the league could totally change. Because you just couldn't be cool and sit in the crib and just repair that image. Now we got to see you come back without the dreads and stuff like that, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to change your whole image just to sit there and be like, I was supposed to end this video 5 minutes ago. Hey, man, listen, I want to hear y'all thoughts, man. Listen, I'm expecting Adam Silver to come down with an entire he's coming down with the hammer. For sure. If he gets anything less than 50 games, I'll be shocked. If he gets less than a season, I'll be shocked. If it's 50 games, cool. By the way, Gilbert Arenas did not get 50 games for bringing a weapon into the what's the name? He didn't. He's said that several times. He did not get 50 games for that. If you all don't believe me, go listen to Gil's podcast where he talks about it several times that he didn't get 50 games for that, especially since it was his first offense. Go listen to why he got 50 games and see what happened. And now that'll let you know what type of situation Ja's in on his second offense. That's all I got to say about that, man. Till next time. Y'all be smooth out here.